Hey guys, Techie here. Welcome to my channel. This is the first video of this channel and it's about the first PC that I'm ever building. So I'm just going to share some specs with you guys and then we'll get into unboxing and building the PC. Since this is part 1, it's going to be all about building the motherboard and setting it up before we put it in our case. So as you guys can tell, this is a very budget oriented PC. It's going to be around 1,300 Canadian dollar. The memory stick is supposed to be 3600 instead of 3200, but everything else should be the same. So let's get unboxing and get ready to build this motherboard. I know the camera work isn't the best here. It's because I don't have a tripod yet, but I'll do my best to hold it and show you guys everything that needs to be done. Let's get unboxing. So I don't know where my unboxing knife is, but we're just gonna use a screwdriver here. It works fine, I mean, it's doing its job. So here we have the parts. We got the GPU, the CPU, the motherboard, the RAM, and the SSD. These are the stuff we're going to use today to build everything on the motherboard for now. First, let's start with unboxing the motherboard. So this is like the cheapest motherboard that I could really find, about the mini ITX case that I'm going for. Comes with the IO shield, the antennas, the SATA cable, and the manual. It came to look pretty nice actually because it's black and gray. I think that goes really well with the case, which is black. And it should go well with the GPU as well, as you will see in part 2. So here's the CPU, the 5600, pretty much a legend in the gaming community, especially the budget gaming community. And it comes with the CPU cooler as well, and we're just going to use the stock cooler for now. Here are all the pins that you must not bend. You gotta be very careful with these. So if you look to the top, you'll see that there's a triangle, and you have to align that with the motherboard. You'll see there's a triangle on the motherboard as well, right here, and you can just use that to align the CPU. So here, let's just unlock the CPU socket and put the CPU in, making sure it's aligned. Just slips right in there. So you'll see there's no hole, like there's no gap between the socket and the CPU. And then you can lock it down. Now let's open up the RAMs. Okay, I'm not sure why it opened like that, but moving on. So first you have to open up the lock and then just put the RAM sticks in. It takes a lot of force, more than I thought it would need, but it snapped on, and as you can see, the lock just is on the RAM now. You can put the next one in. There we have 16 gigabytes of RAM. Next, let's unbox the stock cooler. AMD's coolers do like a good job, even though it's just stock. It does a really good job of cooling the CPU, and it comes with pre-applied thermal paste, which is good. Surprisingly, no stickers. So I don't want the AMD on this side. I'll have it on the top. This is a custom build after all, so I have to do some modifications. So you just have to unlock like the 4 screws on the sides, not the big ones, but the small ones. Once you have it unscrewed, you can just rotate the fan 90 degrees and the AMD should be on the top now, which looks much better in my opinion. Alright, so to install the fan, you need to undo these screws this is where the fan would sit. So as you can see, there are the 4 screw holes, and you just take the fan and line them up with the big screws. And then just to make sure to screw it right, you have to cross thread the screwdrivers. So just make sure you do one and the like the corners, and then you repeat them until it's tightened down. And while it's tightened, you can probably pick it up using the CPU fan, but be very careful doing this, as you don't want to damage anything and you can drop the motherboard, so just be careful. Next, let's install the 1TB SSD. So we're going to install it to the only NVMe SSD slot, and we're going to screw it down. This has some thermal paste as well for the metal to keep the heat off the SSD. I don't think it's very necessary, but could help a little. Next, you need to plug in the CPU fan to this pin right here. I should say CPU fan on top. I tried my best to show it to you. So here's the finished motherboard setup actually. So yeah, this will be part 1, and for the next part we'll install the GPU and the case and everything and set those up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and got some tips and tricks on how to build the motherboard for the PC. And hopefully you guys stick around for part 2, where you'll actually see the custom build that I make and all the customizations that I put into it. Hopefully you guys subscribe, like, and enjoy my content in the future.